Today, we delve into a deeply emotional and transformative topic: what happens in those final moments when a loved one passes away. As we face the loss of someone dear to us, we are left with countless questions. How do they feel at that moment? Are they at peace? Have they found the light we often hear about? And most of all, are they okay? Grief often leaves a space in our hearts, a void that seems impossible to fill. Yet it's important to remember that the love we shared never dies. It merely changes its form, transcending the physical boundaries of life and death. If you've ever lost someone you hold dear, you may have experienced the sorrow that comes with their absence. Perhaps, when you close your eyes, you can still feel their presence, a faint warmth, or a lingering sense that they're not truly gone. This video is meant to offer you comfort and understanding during such a profound time. In today's discussion, we explore the 9 things that people often see when they die. These insights are based on both biblical teachings and the reports of individuals who have had near-death experiences, NDEs. These are people who, at times, have crossed the threshold of death, only to return and share what they saw during their time beyond this world. Let's begin by exploring the first thing that many people see when they pass away. Number 1, they see loved ones who passed before. At that pivotal moment, when breath halts and the heart stops beating, something extraordinary takes place. As life slips away, the dying person begins to see those who have already departed, loved ones who have crossed over before them. These souls appear not as fleeting images, but as clear, comforting figures, waiting to guide the dying person toward the light, leading them with warmth, peace, and joy. Imagine for a moment a loved one on their deathbed. Their eyes close, but then they open to witness a new world. In that delicate space between life and death, familiar faces emerge, those who passed away before them. This is not a mere dream or a hallucination, but a real, profound encounter. These beloved souls stand ready, as though they knew the exact moment had arrived for their guidance. And the place where they wait is not one of uncertainty, but sheltered and embraced by God. As the Bible tells us in Ecclesiastes, He is not the God of the dead, but of the living, for to Him all are alive. The spirit returns to its origin, and the dust from which it came returns to the ground. But the spirit goes to God who gave it. There is no fear, no loneliness, only an indescribable peace and a warm light that surrounds the scene. The dying person sees their loved ones clearly, without any doubt. Psalm 36 beautifully echoes this truth. For with you is the fountain of life. In your light we see light. Some people who have experienced this moment report sensing a sweet floral fragrance filling the room as the deceased sees the light. This is often felt by those still living as a sign, a whisper from beyond, a manifestation of the spirits who have come to escort their loved one to a place of peace. Before we continue, I'd like to pause and encourage you to share your experiences in the comments. If you've experienced the loss of a loved one, sharing your feelings might bring comfort to others who are also grieving. Whether it's explaining the pain you've felt or offering advice on how you've managed the grief, your words can help many who are watching this video find solace and connection in their shared experiences. As we move forward, let's reflect on the profound moments described. In the midst of the passing of a loved one, those around them might smell a faint floral scent. This moment is filled with a unique tension, a collision of the earthly and the divine. It invites us to reflect on the fragility of our lives and the things that truly matter. In the final moments, all the wealth, achievements, and worldly concerns fade away. What remains, what truly endures, is love. The invisible, unbreakable bond connecting us to those who have gone before. And so we come to understand a deep, universal truth. Even though I walk through the darkest valley, I will fear no evil, for you are with me. Your rod and your staff, they comfort me. There is no greater force than love, a love that transcends death. It knows no boundaries, no end. And as we pass from this world, we are led by those who have gone before us, gathered in the light of love. For death is not the end, but the beginning of a new, transformative journey. Number 2, a sense of letting go of one's material possessions. As we journey through life, we accumulate things, homes, cars, jewelry, achievements, that we believe define us, protect us, and give us purpose. But in the final moments, something extraordinary happens. All those possessions, the things we once valued so deeply, lose their importance in time. The moment life slips away, like sand through our fingers, the material world fades into nothingness. Imagine that last breath, when everything that has been so cherished, our homes, our cars, the prized possessions, suddenly becomes insignificant. The home you once loved, the car you took so much care in maintaining, the jewelry, the diplomas, all the accolades you earned, none of it holds weight anymore. It all fades away in that single breath. The importance of these things evaporates as the spirit is ready to transcend. This profound realization is the moment when, as we approach death, clarity takes over. The pursuit of material wealth, the accumulation of possessions, and the achievements we worked so hard for appear as illusions, nothing more than fleeting shadows. At the moment of death, this truth hits with undeniable force. For we brought nothing into the world, and we can take nothing out of it. It's a final reckoning that forces us to release everything, to sever the ties to the earthly world. What we once fought for, stressed over, and prioritized now disappears without a trace. And good is it for someone to gain the whole world yet forfeit their soul? This question, once abstract, becomes undeniably real in the face of death. The soul, unburdened by material ties, is all that remains. In that moment, we recognize what truly matters: the love we gave, the peace we nurtured, and the authenticity we embodied, not the physical things we held so dear. This revelation goes beyond just the end of life. It speaks to a universal truth we often forget in the rush of daily life, that true wealth is found not in possessions, but in the depth of our hearts and souls. The process of letting go of material things isn't a loss, it's liberation. It's a chance to cross over without the weight of earthly attachments holding us back. This is Jesus's biggest and its symbol, the twofold dot. The soul, free from these bonds, rises towards something greater, something eternal. Do not store up for yourselves treasures on earth, where moths and vermin destroy, and where thieves break in and steal, but store up for yourselves treasures in heaven. In death, this teaching transforms into reality. It is only when material things dissolve that the soul is ready for its great journey. This final act of liberation prepares the spirit to ascend into infinity, unburdened and at peace, leaving behind all that once seemed important. At the end of the road, it's not the things we've collected that define us, but the love, the spirit, and the essence of who we truly are. Number 3, they see their own body from above. In the moments when life slips away, something incredibly profound occurs. As the final breath leaves the body, the spirit steps into a space beyond the physical realm, where time and the boundaries of the earthly world no longer hold sway. At this moment of transition, the soul experiences something extraordinary, no longer bound by the body, yet not fully departed. Instead, they hover between life and eternity, witnessing everything around them with a clarity that defies explanation. Imagine your loved one in their final moments. As their body lies still, they now perceive from above their own lifeless form surrounded by grieving loved ones. The room, filled with sorrow, is full of faces streaked with tears, mourning their loss. But the person who has passed is not lost to this world. They are a spectator in this sacred moment, watching it all unfold from a place of serene detachment. Their body is still, but their spirit is vibrant, seeing everything. Hearing the cries of those left behind, feeling their pain as if it were their own. And this profound experience is more than a simple observation. It's a moment of deep realization. As the soul watches, it witnesses the boundless love of those who mourn, understanding just how much they meant to them. There is an overwhelming peace in this observation, even in the midst of grief. The spirit feels the love that once was so easily overlooked, now revealed in its full strength. Mourn with those who mourn takes on a deeply personal meaning as they experience the pain of their departure through the eyes of those who remain. However, there is more to this moment. With this newfound clarity, the soul finds the ability to say goodbye, without words, but through a profound, silent farewell. The spirit communicates through the soul, a connection that transcends language, reaching the hearts of those still living. The final message is one of love, gratitude, and peace, an unspoken goodbye that will resonate with the living long after. This final farewell is not just about departing from the physical world. It's a realization that life is not measured by the number of years lived, but by the love shared, the bonds created, and the impact left on others. Blessed are the dead who die in the Lord from now on. Yes, says the Spirit, they will rest from their labor, for their deeds will follow them. In this moment, the person witnesses how their legacy lives on, how their love continues to shape the lives of those they've left behind. Even in death, their spirit doesn't fade. It remains, like an indelible mark on the hearts of the living. The truth becomes clear. Love never fails. This moment of profound understanding is marked by peace, a realization that death is not the end, but rather a step into the next chapter of the soul's eternal journey, guided by love that never dies. Number 4. They visit the dreams of the living to say goodbye. After passing from this world, many souls linger for a brief period in this realm. In that moment between life and the afterlife, they return to those they loved, completing unfinished tasks and offering one final gesture of comfort before embarking on their eternal journey. One of the most profound ways they do this is through dreams, unexpected, vivid, and filled with meaning. At the time of death, when everything changes and life slips away, your loved one becomes no longer bound by the physical world. They transcend the limitations of the body and take on a new form, pure energy, light, unburdened by the pain or suffering they once experienced. And yet they don't immediately move on. Something powerful keeps them tethered to this world: love. With this new clarity, they see and understand everything, knowing they've left their physical form behind, but not yet ready to depart entirely. There are still goodbyes to be said. It is almost as if the soul has one final mission, a sacred task to accomplish before transitioning completely to the next life. One such task might be a visit to a loved one. For instance, your loved one may seek out their sister, who wasn't with them when they passed, and this absence weighed on their spirit. They find her asleep, her face marked by the sorrow of her loss. Without speaking a word, they lean over her, and a profound calm washes over her, a sudden peace that quiets her heart. For he will command his angels concerning you to guard you in all your ways. In that moment, she knows everything is okay. It's not just a dream, but a quiet message, an embrace of peace and love. But their journey doesn't end there. Your loved one feels a deep knowing that there are others too who need to feel their presence. The cousin they hadn't seen in years, an old friend from childhood. Each person receives a subtle visit, not always consciously aware, but with a deep sense of comfort. These visits leave a trace of their essence, like a soft breeze that stirs the air, a whisper that touches the heart, conveying that death is not an end, but a beautiful transition. Love, after all, never fails. As their time in this realm draws to a close, your loved one's mission is complete. They have said their goodbyes, offered their peace, and left a part of their spirit with those who loved them. Now they feel the calling of eternity, the peaceful beckoning to move forward. With one last glance, they release their hold on the earthly realm, knowing their work is done. God will wipe every tear from their eyes. There will be no more death or mourning or crying or pain, for the old order of things has passed away. Your loved one fades into the light, but their love, their presence, and the memories they left behind continue to live on in the hearts of those they touched. These sparks of love remain, lighting the way for those still living, and their spirit endures, ever present in the world they left behind. Number 5. They see their own life as a movie. As your loved one transcends from this life to the next, something remarkable happens. They begin to see their life as if it were a movie. A grand, unfolding story filled with both light and shadow. They relive moments, both joyful and sorrowful, and wonder whether they truly made the most of their time here, whether they were happy, and whether they lived with purpose. Having crossed the boundary between life and eternity, your loved one finds themselves in a place where time no longer operates as it did on Earth. The lines between past and present blur into a single stream of memories, where everything from their childhood days to the very last moments of their life is laid before them in vivid clarity. It is as if their life is a movie playing in real time, an uninterrupted sequence of images, sounds, and emotions. In this space there is no room for illusion. Everything is revealed as it truly was. There are no secrets, no hidden corners. The full truth of their existence unfolds in its entirety. They see the bright moments, the joy, the love, the laughter, and they also witness the darker times, the mistakes, the regrets, the things they wish they could undo. It is a pure, unfiltered review. For we must all appear before the judgment seat of Christ, so that each of us may receive what is due us for the things done while in the body, whether good or bad. But this isn't a judgment of condemnation. It's a moment of deep reflection. It's a chance for your loved one to understand, to grasp fully what their life was about. They may ask themselves, was I happy? Did I cherish every moment? Did I love enough? Did I live with purpose? These are profound questions that, in that moment, seem to have the weight of eternity. The wisdom they seek is not based on the material things they once thought mattered. No, in this space between worlds, the essence of life is revealed. Teach us to number our days, that we may gain a heart of wisdom. Your loved one begins to understand that life is not measured by wealth, status, or achievements, but by the moments they shared, the love they gave, and the peace they cultivated within. And now, as they look back on their life, it all makes sense. The laughter, the tears, the struggles, the triumphs. Everything had meaning. Every hardship was a lesson. Every joy a gift. What they didn't understand in life, they now grasp with stunning clarity. It was a journey of growth, transformation, and love. Even in the face of imperfection. In this final review, they are not alone. I am the Alpha and the Omega, the beginning and the end, the first and the last. God, who was there from the start, walks with them now, guiding them through this reflection, showing them the fullness of their existence. With this divine presence, your loved one comes to a profound realization. Happiness was never a destination, but the journey itself. True wealth wasn't in the things they accumulated, but in the love they gave, the moments they cherished, and the inner peace they sought. With this deep understanding, your loved one feels an overwhelming sense of peace, ready to continue their journey into eternity. They know that their life, though imperfect, was fully lived, and that every single moment, good and bad, was worth it. I have fought the good fight, I have finished the race, I have kept the faith. And with that final revelation, they bid farewell to this life, light-hearted and peaceful, as they move toward the light that awaits them. Number 6, they encounter a bright light. For many who have faced near-death experiences, one of the most common and overwhelming aspects is the encounter with a radiant, life-altering light. This is not just any light. It's a vision of a beautiful, tranquil place, a paradise that calls to them. Those who are not yet meant to pass away may only catch a fleeting glimpse of this light, only to return to their earthly existence. But for those whose time has truly come, this light is not just a temporary vision. It is the place they are being drawn to, the place where their eternal journey begins. Imagine your loved one at that pivotal moment, the moment when the grip of earthly life loosens and eternity stretches out before them like an infinite horizon. There is no fear. Instead, a profound calm settles over them, a sense of peace beyond anything they've ever known. Then they begin to feel it, a light, a glow that fills every fiber of their being. This is not just a light, but the purest, most powerful presence imaginable. It's as if every part of them is being gently drawn toward it, pulled by a force more immense than any earthly experience. As they approach the light, an indescribable realm of beauty unfolds. It's a paradise, free from pain and suffering, a place where time ceases to exist. The struggles, the heartbreaks, and the challenges of earthly life fade into the distance. This is the ultimate peace, a serenity that envelopes them entirely. Every sorrow, every grief dissolves into the light, leaving only the pure essence of who they are. My Father's house has many rooms. If that were not so, would I have told you that I am going there to prepare a place for you? Your loved one, now fully aware of their journey, realizes that they are stepping into that very place, a sanctuary prepared for them, a final destination where eternal rest and peace await. Here there is no sense of urgency, no rush to leave. All the hardships and turmoil of the past life fade away, replaced by the calmest serenity they could ever feel. In this space, they experience peace beyond anything they could have imagined on earth. For many people who've had near-death experiences, the light and the beauty of this place may be a brief encounter before they are brought back to life. But for your loved one, this was their moment. This was the end of their earthly life and the beginning of an eternal existence in the paradise they had always imagined but never truly known. In Christian teachings, the light seen at the moment of death is considered an encounter with the divine, God's glory, His presence. It's seen as an entrance into God's eternal kingdom, guided by His infinite love. While the Bible doesn't specifically describe the moment of death as witnessing a light, it does offer insights that bring clarity to this experience. In the Bible, God is depicted as light. God is light. In Him there is no darkness at all. This light is a reflection of His holiness, purity, and glory. It symbolizes the truth and the eternal life that God offers to all who follow Him. When someone near death sees this light, Christians believe they are encountering the Creator, the one who is a pure and radiant light. Jesus himself says in John 8, "I am the light of the world. Whoever follows me will never walk in darkness, but will have the light of life." This statement reinforces the idea that those who have followed Christ will not walk in darkness in death, but will be led by his light into eternal life. The light seen at death is therefore a tangible fulfillment of God's promise to lead his followers into his kingdom. In the book of Revelation, it's written that the city does not need the sun or the moon to shine on it, for the glory of God gives it light, and the Lamb is its lamp. This vision perfectly captures the essence of what is experienced in the presence of that light at death. It's a foretaste of the eternal glory of God, a divine invitation to enter heaven. As your loved one moves towards that radiant light, the world around them becomes clearer. They realize that life on earth was simply the preparation for this very moment, the final destination where they will live forever in peace, harmony, and divine presence. In that light, your loved one understands they are exactly where they were meant to be. This is their true home. And as they step fully into the light, they embrace it fully, knowing that they are about to experience eternal peace with God. Number 7. They see the purpose of their lives. In the 7th moment, those who pass through the veil of death experience a profound awakening, an understanding of the greater purpose behind their existence. It's in this moment that our loved ones realize that everything they've endured, every joy and sorrow, every moment of triumph and struggle, was not a mere act. It was all part of a divine plan designed for their spiritual evolution. Having crossed the boundary between life and death, they enter a realm beyond time and space, a place where only pure consciousness exists. In this state, there is no pain or confusion, just an overwhelming clarity that brings into sharp focus the true purpose of their journey. They see with new eyes that absolutely everything in their life had significance. Every event, every moment had a deeper meaning. As they float in this new plane of existence, a powerful revelation unfolds before them. Every detail of their life, from the smallest interactions to the most significant decisions, was part of a meticulously woven design. Nothing was random. As Ecclesiastes states, there is a time for everything and a season for every activity under the heavens. Your loved one now sees that each joy, each hardship, every choice was an integral part of a greater plan, one that they had consciously chosen before even entering this life. Their life was not merely a passing of days, it was a journey towards spiritual evolution. Every challenge faced, every obstacle overcome, was not a punishment, but an opportunity to grow, to refine their spirit, like a diamond that shines brighter through pressure. Who began a good work in you will carry it on to completion until the day of Christ Jesus. At this moment, they fully understand that the good work spoken of is their own spiritual development. Each step they took in life was part of their soul's transformation. Each lesson, whether joyful or painful, was vital to their spiritual growth. In this moment of reflection, your loved one may wonder, has my life been fruitful? Have I fulfilled the purpose for which I came into this world? And with a deep sense of peace, they realize, yes, their life has been a success, not by the world's standards, but by the growth of their spirit. Their soul has evolved. It has learned the lessons it was meant to learn. But with this realization comes a deeper reflection. They come to understand that in life, many of us get distracted by the superficial, the pursuit of wealth, recognition, and material success. But now they see with profound clarity that the true purpose of life was never about accumulating possessions. It was always about nurturing the soul, learning to love, to forgive, to grow with every experience. Do not conform to the pattern of this world, but be transformed by the renewing of your mind. This passage resonates as they come to understand that true transformation doesn't come from material wealth or fame. It comes from nurturing the spirit and embracing life's true lessons. As peace washes over them, all doubts and regrets fade away. They now see that every tear, every smile, every act of love, and even every mistake was an essential part of the soul's journey. Each experience was an integral piece of a greater puzzle, now revealed in its entirety. And with this clarity comes the understanding that in all things, God works for the good. Even the trials, the moments that seemed inexplicable, were part of God's divine plan for spiritual growth. They understand now that everything, absolutely everything, was for their good. With this profound understanding, your loved one is ready to continue their journey. They have fulfilled their mission on earth, learned what they needed to learn, and now they are prepared for the next phase of their existence. They know their path does not end here, that the evolution of the soul continues beyond this life. In this final moment of revelation, they bid farewell to this world, leaving a legacy of wisdom, growth, and love. Their earthly journey may have come to an end, but their spirit moves forward, filled with peace and certainty, knowing that everything, in the end, has been exactly as it should have been. Number 8. They see the beyond. As your loved one moves closer to the light, an overwhelming sense of peace envelops them, and they are greeted by familiar faces, those who have gone before them. These beloved souls wait with open arms, ready to guide them through this new chapter. It is as if they have been there, patiently awaiting this moment. The Bible tells us, "Blessed are those who are invited to the wedding supper of the Lamb," a phrase that perfectly captures the joyful reunion that awaits them. This is not just a meeting, but a celebration of love that transcends all things, even death. There is no pain, no fear, only a pure, healing love that will carry them forward. But the beauty does not stop there. As your loved one continues moving toward the light, something astonishing happens. The world around them transforms into a breathtakingly beautiful landscape. It is a paradise far beyond anything they've ever seen. It's as though the dream of peace they held in their heart has now materialized into this stunning reality. As the Bible says, "Those who are victorious will inherit all this, and I will be their God, and they will be my children." This is the promised place, the eternal home, where all that was once hoped for is now fulfilled. This new heaven and new earth are flawless, untouched by the pain and imperfections of the old world. The colors are more vibrant, the air is pure and fresh, and every step taken brings them closer to a state of absolute harmony. As described in Revelation, "Then I saw a new heaven and a new earth, for the first heaven and the first earth had passed away, and there was no longer any sea." In this place of divine beauty, your loved one arrives at the holy city, the New Jerusalem. The streets made of gold, so pure it shines like crystal, reflect the eternal light that radiates throughout. There is no night, for the very presence of God illuminates every corner. The walls of the city are adorned with precious stones, and the gates, made of magnificent pearls, stand wide open, ready to welcome all those who have been redeemed. Walking through these sacred streets, your loved one is not alone. They are surrounded by angels, celestial beings of unimaginable beauty and purity, who offer soft, harmonious songs of welcome. As the Bible describes, Then I looked and heard the voice of many angels, numbering thousands upon thousands, and 10,000 times 10,000. These angels lead them toward the throne of God, where the culmination of their journey awaits in a vision of divine majesty and eternal glory. When they finally arrive at the throne, they are met with the presence of God Himself. The light surrounding Him is so brilliant, it is beyond comprehension, yet it is not blind. It is a light that fills every part of their being with a deep sense of peace. The Bible explains this vision. The one who sat there had the appearance of jasper and ruby. A rainbow that shone like an emerald encircled the throne. Before the throne, there is a sea of glass, serene and transparent, reflecting the purity of divinity. In this final encounter, your loved one experiences the fulfillment of every promise, an eternal, peaceful existence in the presence of the divine. It is a place of complete rest, love, and harmony, where their soul will find its true home for all eternity. Number 9. They see and recognize God. In this final moment, as your loved one transitions from earthly existence to eternal peace, they experience a profound awakening. The last beat of their heart marks the end of their journey, and all that was once familiar dissolves into a soft whisper. Suddenly they find themselves in a completely different realm, a place where time ceases to exist, and peace, like a warm embrace, fills every corner of their being. There is no fear, no pain, only an overwhelming calm that sweeps over them, bringing an unparalleled serenity. At that moment, they recognize the presence that has always been with them, though they may never have perceived it so clearly before. It's a force so powerful, so loving, that words cannot capture its essence. For now we see only a reflection, as in a mirror. Then we shall see face to face. In this transformative moment, your loved one sees clearly what they once could only sense: the presence of God, not as a distant, unreachable figure, but as the very essence of all that is good, all that is pure. This encounter is unlike anything they've ever experienced on earth. Before them a brilliant light appears, brighter than the sun but not blinding. Instead, this light reveals the very nature of God, the source of all truth, goodness, and love. In that light, your loved one sees not just themselves, but their place within God's eternal plan. They realize they are not merely finite beings, but integral parts of something far greater and more eternal. This moment of divine revelation clears away all doubts and fears, leaving only peace. An immeasurable peace that no earthly joy could ever compare to. You make known to me the path of life. You will fill me with joy in your presence, with eternal pleasures at your right hand. In this sacred encounter, there is no judgment or condemnation. Only unconditional love surrounds them, a love that envelops them like a blanket, warm and comforting. In the midst of this peace, your loved one experiences a profound sense of awe and wonder. For this is not just about seeing God as light or sensing His presence. It's about coming to understand, for the first time, the true nature of God, who He is, what He embodies, and what it means to be part of His creation. In this divine encounter, they understand that God is not only the Creator, but the Alpha and the Omega, the beginning and the end of all things. Every step they took in life, every moment they lived, was known to God, leading them to this moment of ultimate truth. Before a word is on my tongue, you, Lord, know it completely. This realization fills them with awe, gratitude, and a profound sense of peace. The weight of their earthly existence, with all its joys and sorrows, fades away as they understand that everything, every moment, had a purpose. Finally, in this sacred moment, there is a merging of souls. Your loved one no longer feels separate from God. they are united with him. This is their return home, a reunion with the source of all life and love, as the Bible says. In him we live and move and have our being. At this point, your loved one not only sees God, but truly knows him in a way that transcends any earthly comprehension. This encounter is the pinnacle of their entire journey, the end of their earthly life and the beginning of their eternal existence in God's presence. With this understanding, they fully surrender, knowing they are enveloped in a love that is eternal and all-encompassing. The Lord is my shepherd, I lack nothing. And so, your loved one is immersed in the eternal light of God, having finally found their true home, where peace, love, and eternal rest await them for all eternity. To wrap up this journey, we would like to extend our heartfelt thanks to you for your unwavering support since the very beginning of this channel, The Power of the Word. Your presence and encouragement mean the world to us. Blessings to you and your family as we continue on this path together. Now, let's revisit the 9 remarkable things that people witness when they pass on. They see loved ones who passed before them. They experience a sense of detachment from their material possessions. They observe their own body from above. They visit the dreams of the living to say goodbye. They see their own life unfold like a movie. They encounter a brilliant light. They discover the true purpose of their life. They see beyond our earthly realm. They see and recognize God. If the profound insights shared in this video have left you amazed, you won't want to miss the next one that will appear on your screen. In it, we delve into the fascinating spiritual use of salt, as described in the Bible. You may be surprised to learn that salt can be a powerful tool for spiritual protection, purification, and abundance. It can also help guide you forward after the loss of a loved one. Many people have reported life-changing experiences through the use of salt in specific ways, and we'll be revealing all the hidden power it holds and how to use it spiritually. Be sure to join us in the next video for more insights that could transform your journey. See you there, dear brother. If you're going through a lot of troubles in life, we'd like to share with you 3 useful pieces of advice inspired by the content of this video. We hope these tips will be helpful to you. Embrace the importance of love above all else. Life is filled with moments of joy, sorrow, and challenges. When we face the loss of a loved one, we are reminded that the only thing that truly endures is love. Love transcends physical boundaries, and it is the unbreakable connection that remains in our hearts, even when someone leaves this world. Keep in mind that love is eternal, and it will guide you through life's toughest times. Always prioritize loving those around you and showing appreciation for the relationships that matter most. Let go of material attachments. As you approach the end of your life, all material possessions lose their significance. We often get caught up in the pursuit of wealth, status, and physical possessions, but these things do not define us. What truly matters in the end is not the house, the car, or the accolades, but the love we shared, the peace we cultivated, and the way we made others feel. In your day-to-day life, remember that it is more important to nurture your spirit and your relationships than to focus solely on acquiring material things. Cherish every moment of life. Life is short, and often we overlook the small moments that make it meaningful. Take the time to appreciate the present rather than getting lost in the past or constantly worrying about the future. Every day offers an opportunity to grow, learn, and create lasting memories with those you love. By focusing on the present, you can discover true contentment and live a life that is rich in experiences and personal growth. Reflect on your purpose. We all come into this world with a purpose, whether we understand it at the time or not. Reflecting on your life can help you see the bigger picture. Life's joys and challenges are not random. They serve to help us grow spiritually. Take time to understand the greater purpose behind your struggles and victories. This reflection can give you clarity and peace, knowing that every experience was part of a divine plan to help you evolve. Let go of regrets. As we look back on our lives, it's easy to focus on what we could have done differently. However, holding on to regrets only weighs us down. Instead, view each experience as an opportunity for learning and growth. Remember that mistakes are a part of the human experience, and they often serve as stepping stones toward a better future. Embrace the lessons learned from your past and use them to live more intentionally moving forward. Live with purpose, not just for achievement. Society often defines success by wealth, status, and accomplishments, but true success is measured by how well you've lived and how you've made others feel. Live a life that aligns with your values and purpose, not merely the expectations set by others. Fulfillment comes from living with integrity, compassion, and a sense of purpose, rather than chasing after worldly recognition or material wealth. Embrace change and spiritual growth. Life is a constant journey of transformation. Change is inevitable, and it is often through challenges and transitions that we experience the most growth. Don't resist change. Instead, see it as an opportunity to evolve and expand your consciousness. Seek spiritual growth by learning to love more deeply, forgive freely, and grow through each experience, no matter how difficult it may seem at the time. Focus on what truly matters. It's easy to get caught up in daily struggles, but remember to focus on what truly matters. The wealth you acquire, the status you build, or the accolades you collect will not matter in the end. What will remain is the love you gave, the kindness you showed, and the way you helped others grow. Invest your energy in what brings lasting joy and meaning, rather than fleeting desires or material pursuits. Recognize the presence of divine love in your life. Life is not just about what we experience on a physical level. It is also about understanding and connecting with the divine presence that surrounds us. In moments of stillness and reflection, recognize that love and peace flow from a higher source. Allow this connection to guide you in your decisions and relationships. Trust in the divine plan, knowing that every experience serves to shape your journey towards spiritual fulfillment. Understand that death is not the end but a transition. Life and death are interconnected in a profound way. While death may seem like an end, it is actually a transition to a new beginning. Understand that every life journey is part of a larger spiritual story. By accepting death as a part of this natural process, we can live more fully, knowing that love transcends time and space. Death allows us to return to the source, to reunite with those who have gone before us, and to experience peace in the presence of divine love. These reflections encourage us to live with a deeper understanding of the true purpose of life, focusing on what really matters and embracing love, growth, and peace.